All right, folks, we are live. I'm gonna change my face view here. Oh, shit. There we go. That's better. Let me pop out the chat here so we can see what we're actually doing. And then I think we'll be set. How's everybody's night going? I hope y'all are having a good evening so far. Yeah, so what are we doing today? Oh man, my hair is looking exactly like I think it would. I just woke up from a nap about half an hour ago and have really done nothing with it. So nice, fresh from a nap look for y'all. So we are just setting up here. I'm gonna be making a this is the Gone Nerd TKL. This is here, let me go ahead and change this over so you can see so this is a Gone Nerd TKL board. That's what we're gonna be building today. So we're gonna be putting this together. I have been working with another streamer, YoungRetro. So let me give you his channel so you can check him out. He's a really cool dude. Plays a lot of really cool games. So I've been talking with him for a while. He wanted to get a mechanical keyboard, and so I wanted to hook him up with this really cool board. Oh, all right, I can't seem to get it to work. Anyway, I'll get you that here pretty soon. My browser is acting a little funky, and I don't know why. There we go. There, and let me see, we're gonna put this into, okay, there we go. Looks like actually he is restreaming my show somehow, which is pretty awesome. That's cool. Anyway, what's up, Mange? Look, we got Euphorical is on here. Mange HD Twitch. Let's see, the Jemmy90D or OD saying hola. Yeah, digging that plate, huh? Look at this thing, man. This thing is awesome. So the camera, as usual, does not do it justice, but this is a bright neon pink paint with a white background. So I spray painted it white with like an enamel, like a white enamel, so it's nice and shiny. And then it's got this super bright neon pink paint splatter that I did on it. Was going for like this, well, YoungRetro is a retro gamer, so I was going for like kind of a late 80s, early 90s vibe with it, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, it looks like Retro is actually watching right now. So actually, Retro is at PAX in Seattle right now, and I was actually thinking that if I can get this board done tonight, that I might be able to drive down to Seattle to meet YoungRetro and give it to him in person. Like a personal delivery of your custom keyboard could happen. I just have to figure out how I want to do it logistically because it is a 2.5 hour drive. So thinking about it, but I haven't quite decided how I'm going to pull it off yet. So it's something to consider. So we're also going to be putting these magenta LEDs in it. Oh, so here we go. One other thing. What switches are we going to put in it, right? So I went through, I talked with Retro just for a minute a little while ago, and we were asking about what kind of switches we want to go to, and I was explaining to him like tactiles and linears, and it sounded like he was interested in linears. So I bought a bunch of linears. I got them in from Novel Keys. I went with the Kyle H Pro Heavy linear, which is I believe the Plum, Pro Heavy Plum, and that is this bag of switches right here. These are the Pro Heavy Plums. They have a 70 gram actuation weight. They're pretty good, but they were a little scratchy. So I went through and I was like, I'm going to put some of these in one of my Prionics. So I lubed these up, and it took me like 4 hours to lube 60 switches. Now, I was watching Netflix at the same time, so audio seems a bit weird. What's weird about it? Is it maybe because my fan is running? Does it sound better now? But yeah, I had so I lubed these switches, and it took me a while because I was watching Netflix at the same time. But they're like super smooth now. That's the Pro Heavies, but then I felt like they were too heavy for my dude. So I went with a lighter switch, actually. And that was, so I went with these ones, which are the same thing, Kyle H, but they're not the Pro Heavies. They're just the regular Pro switches. And these are the Pro Burgundies. And these are also a linear switch, but I got them out of the bag. And I got to tell you guys, these straight out of the bag are actually very smooth. There's like no scratch to them at all. They pretty much feel like Telios, which is impressive. I think they're a little bit lighter than Telios, but these feel pretty good, and they're nice and silent. So yeah, this is pretty good. And so we're gonna use these. I'm not gonna lube them up because they feel pretty good as they are. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that because we don't have much that we need to do for this board. Really, all we have to do is just put these switches in and put the LEDs in. Actually, now I think about it, because of the way that Kyle H switches are, I have to put the LEDs in first because Kyle H, you can't open the switch tops and put them in afterwards. You have to put them in first because the way that the mechanism for opening these switches doesn't really allow for that. And also it has these weird open bottoms. So you don't really need to open them up. You can actually put the LEDs in first and then place the switches over the LEDs. Not entirely my preferred way of doing it, to be honest. But in order to save a little bit of time, I think we're just going to have to do it that way. So I did get these LEDs. These are, unfortunately, like no one was selling the LED type that I like, and that is this. That's these 2x3x4 millimeter LEDs that I really, really like. But no one was selling them. So I had to get on eBay and buy these. And they were pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure these are the same ones that everybody's using, that everybody else sells. But I had to buy like 300 of them to make it worth it. So now I have 300 of these LEDs, which is pretty cool, but it is a lot of LEDs. But that's okay because magenta LED is like pretty much my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to put these in. I'm going to test one out just in case, just to make sure that it's the color that I want. So we're going to go ahead and line these up and plug this in. It's been a while since I've used one of these Gone TKLs, so... Oh yeah, that's the right color. Perfect. Perfect. This is going to be so dope. Yeah. I'm not sure if YoungRetro is still watching on Mixer, but if you are, this board is freaking sweet, man. I'm very excited about this. This is gonna be super awesome. All right, so the other thing is with these, we can put them on the switch. So we can do it this way, where the LED actually sits on top of the switch like this. Typically, I don't like doing this because the way that the switches sit and the way the keycaps sit on there, sometimes the keycaps will hit the switches or hit the LEDs, depending on the profile of the keycap. And also, they tend to be a little bright, and so it kind of shines up in your face a little bit. When you put them in the housing like this, where it's like actually in the housing, it tends to make the rest of the housing glow a little more. So I might do it this way anyway, just because we're not using that type of keycap. We're not going to have to worry about that. The only ones that really matters in are cherry keycaps, and we're not going to be using cherry keycaps. So I think we might be good with just setting them on that way, because it's going to save us a little bit of time as well, which is, you know, not terribly important. But one of the issues with putting them in beforehand and then putting the switches on top is sometimes they don't quite line up right, and the LEDs sit kind of crooked, and it just doesn't look great when you do it that way. Mange, so you're still having issues with your audio, huh? Feels bad, man. I don't know what would be causing that. Oh, I should probably plug my keyboard back in, huh? So yeah, we're doing that. We're going to get started on that here in just a moment. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about on the stream really quickly, some people here might be new to the stream, so I kind of wanted to show you something real quick. Like, where did it go? Where'd it go? Well, it's over here somewhere. I'm running a giveaway of a really cool RGB keyboard. Oh, there it is. And that is this one right here. This is going to be going for another 3 weeks, y'all. So this is the Zeal 60 full RGB keyboard. So this is a per key LED keyboard. So each one of the keys is individually color addressable. So you can set a different color for every single key switch if you want. It comes with this aluminum, kind of like a rose pink aluminum case. And some stabilizers and some feet. These are the case and the stabilizers, or sorry, the case and the feet are courtesy of oneupkeyboards.com. So you can thank them for that, which is awesome. And now I'm actually realizing I probably should include a stabilizer kit with this. Yeah, I don't know if I have any on hand. I probably do, so I'm going to have to go through my bin and figure that out. I don't use boards like with that use stabilizers really, so I don't typically keep them around, but I'm sure I can get them. And I'm going to post the link for that here in a second. The link for that giveaway so you guys can enter. Those of you who are watching Twitch right now, you get a... Why is this... My camera is adjusting itself. Man, I swear. This software... Like every time I restart my computer, the camera decides to reset its own settings, and I don't like that at all. Really bothers me. Okay, now that focus is off. Okay, so like I was saying, if you are watching Twitch right now, if you like my channel, or what do you want to call it? If you follow my channel, you can get an entry. You can follow my Twitter, that is also an entry. If you subbed my channel, that's actually 3 entries, and all the entries are cumulative. So it's a kind of a good idea if you actually, if you throw me a sub, it's what, like $5 or $6 or whatever for a month of content, and you also get 5 entries. Basically, you can get 5 entries into the keyboard giveaway for just like $5, and you have a better chance of winning, which is great. And if you didn't win, hey, you know what? You can always unsub at the end of it, and that's totally fine. I would totally understand if that's what you want to do. But going forward, we're going to have subs-only giveaways that we're going to do. I have a plan for a few of those. Subs-only giveaways for things like keycaps that I make, custom keycaps that I actually make on this channel, so you'll be able to see some of those, which are pretty cool, I think. These are my tentacle keycaps, pretty popular with folks. So there's one of the things you can give away is subs-only giveaway. There's going to be multiple versions of that. Also some keyboard giveaways that are going to be subs-only. So actually subbing to my channel is a good idea. It's a pretty good deal because you can win a keyboard that some of these are worth up to $200-something, as well as key sets. If I give away a key set, key sets, they're like $200, $300 easy. But enough of that. Let's get to making this board. So one of the first things I do whenever I build these boards, and this is pretty common with a lot of keyboard enthusiasts, what you do is you put in the first 4 switches in the corners. This used to be a board that I actually made. I made this board a while ago, and there's a little bit of like some stain here. I'm gonna clean that up. Sorry, I'm just looking for my rubbing alcohol. So I built this board a while ago, but then it was painted with a different kind of logo and stuff. And then when I was talking to Retro, I was like, "Hey, I can make a sweet board for you," and he was definitely interested. And so I had to remove the paint job that was on it. So this is actually, that's why the stabilizers are already in place. And if you're a regular to my channel, then you definitely saw me desolder the board a couple of weeks ago. And for those of you who actually do follow my channel pretty often, I kind of want to give a small apology to the fact that I haven't streamed in about a week. I'm actually I'm a project manager, and my job is ridiculous, and I was extremely busy all this last week, and so I haven't had any time for anything. I haven't had any time even for my own personal pursuits, so it's been kind of difficult. Let's see. What do we got here? What's going on here in chat? Mange says, if I actually win this one well now, I'm ready. Yeah, you got that JD40. That's awesome. All right, so Mange is saying, lube the stabs now or he's going to haunt my dreams. Well, Mange, you already do haunt my dreams. So, I mean, am I really missing anything? Does that change anything? Okay, so what he's talking about is we're going to use, this is a switch lubricant. This is a dielectric, I believe it's dielectric. This is a silicone lubricant, basically. It doesn't conduct electricity, but it is meant for lubing switches, but you can also lube stabilizers, which makes them a little bit smoother. So we are going to put a little bit of lube on these stabilizers. And what we do is, this is how I do it anyway. I just lift the stabilizer up just like this, and then I put a little bit of lubrication on the sides of it, like that. And I only recently got into the lubrication game, so these actually weren't lubricated beforehand. Because when you build a board, after you put the board together, it's actually really hard to get to the stabilizers, or it can be. And so that's kind of it's a thing. I'm not entirely convinced at the entire lubrication thing on some stuff, but some people really think it's important, like Mange. Now, I am definitely a lubrication convert when it comes to switches. Switches definitely need lubrication in some instances. You don't want to lubricate certain parts of it, but there are parts you want to lubricate. Okay. Down in here, see there's this metal bar inside the switch, or inside the stabilizer. See that metal bar right there? What you want to do is you want to put a little bit of lubricant in this little spot right here. Now usually you can just pop out the bar and just do that. You can put a little bit on there. And it really depends on the stabilizer you're using. But I don't, and sorry, the lubrication you're using. This is a little bit of a thinner lubrication, so it's not going to make a huge difference, but it does make it a little bit smoother, which is nice. That's why I'm lubricating these. Is it reduces the sound by just a little bit, just enough to help reduce that rattle sound. And it also does make them a little bit smoother. Depending on the manufacturer of your stabilizers, the plastic that it's made out of can feel a little bit scratchy. So the lubrication just helps to reduce that scratchy feeling. It makes them feel a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. Definitely rocking this here. With some lube. I really want this board to be a killer board for my dude YoungRetro, because this is his first mechanical keyboard, so we really got to make sure that it's a nice build. So one of the plans that I have eventually is I do plan eventually to basically offer to build boards for people. People who are new to the hobby and stuff. they can send me the parts and pay like a nominal fee, and I will build the board for them on stream. Nothing huge. I wouldn't ask for a ton of money for it, but you know, it's kind of fun doing it. Even though I have a ton of boards myself, I can't afford to build a new board every week. Mange, no, they are not clipped. I did not clip these. Back in the day, I don't think I was into that. Yeah, they are definitely not clipped. I can feel it. And so what he's talking about is there's the little feet on the bottom of the stabilizers. They're these tiny, tiny little feet. And you can actually clip the tiny little, these little feet off of it. And what that does is it helps it to, it kind of alters the sound a bit. It makes them have this like a thock kind of sound. So, because rather than, what the feet are there to do is to help cushion the stabilizer when it hits the PCB, the circuit board. The stabilizer hits the circuit board and it makes like a, it absorbs a little bit of the shock. It makes it feel a little softer. So if you clip the feet off, it doesn't do that absorption anymore, and it gives it like this thocking sound. And some people really like that sound. And so that's kind of a popular thing to do, is to clip the stabilizers to make them sound a little different, feel a little different. But if you're not really used to it, it's not something that you have to do. You kind of you either like it or you don't. It's not one of those like must do kind of things. Yeah, so Mange here is talking about reducing the mushy feeling of the legs. Yeah, it reduces that cushion that hits when you hit the switch down, which I don't know. Some people hate it, some people don't. I don't know. It never really bothered me too much. It was more of the sound that I liked. When you clip them, it has a different sound. So, all right, let's get this thing put together. Okay, so you lay the plate on top just like that. And then we start putting the switches in. And we're only going to put the first 4 in right now. Get those in place, and then we will solder those in. And then we put the rest of the switches in. And the reason why we do that is you want to give the PCB a little bit of support so it doesn't kind of move around on you. You want to give it just a little bit of support so that it doesn't move around, and then also it helps to, there we go, keep everything like kind of lined up as well. If you try to do all the switches and put all the switches in first before you go and do soldering, I've done that in a couple of my boards and sometimes it works out, but the problem is if you have one switch that has a leg that's in the wrong position or something, then you end up you can end up making it like look a little bit weird. Oh, speaking of weird, yeah, I forgot that this board has like 2 different positions for these legs at the bottom. Make sure those all line up correctly. So we're going for a standard layout. A lot of these bottom row layouts, there's a couple different ways you can do it, and you can actually see that on the bottom here. You can see how there's all these different little holes everywhere. And that's basically to allow you to have different layouts where you can have your like alt keys in different positions, your function keys in different positions, things like that. We're going to go for a standard layout. Okay, so those switches are in place. We're going to heat up good old soldering iron. I'm going to put a little water on the soldering iron sponge. Get that going. So yeah, like I said, YoungRetro is over at PAX, which is a pretty big deal. I was actually going to try to go this year. I try to go constantly. I'm always trying to go, but the problem is like staying out there. is pretty pricey. The hotel prices are a bit much, and so I didn't go this year. Maybe next year, who knows? The tickets are like $200 or something, so never know if I'm actually going to be able to do it. But, okay, getting my safety glasses on. It's pretty important, y'all. Always make sure to protect your eyes. Okay. So we're going to solder these switches in, and we are using rosin core solder. Just going to unwind a big old piece of this. I need to get a solder dispenser. That's definitely something I haven't done yet. So I usually just unwind a bunch of this. Solder dispenser is basically just like a little, it's like a paper towel holder almost, but for solder. It just helps out a little bit. Okay, turning the exhaust fan on. Mange says, by the way, one of my Royals are in fact clicky. Interesting. So what, they just, it just has a clicky feel to it? I just noticed something. Is the chat window not working? Oh, it is. Okay. I guess I just haven't been watching. So yeah, I just implemented some Streamlabs stuff, so that's why the chat is actually appearing at the bottom of the screen. It didn't used to do that, so that's something that I felt like was pretty cool. And that was Carly Toboggan, who is a really awesome mixer streamer. I actually made a board for her giveaway somewhat recently. She's the one that kind of pressured me into getting Streamlabs going, so I got that going. So far, we haven't gotten anyone doing a follow or anything like that so far. I can't remember if I have my Dono thing linked. I might have my stream, my tip jar thing linked. I don't know. I haven't looked. But different things do different stuff. So like, you know, like notifications pop up when people follow or do whatever. It's kind of cool. All right. Let's get those first 4 in place. And just remember, when you're soldering, always make sure that you are soldering in a well-ventilated area. And that you're wearing eye protection. Me, I just do mine here in the studio, which is a pretty big open space, and I have a fan going to make sure that that smoke gets blown away. Okay, so first 4 switches in place. Yeah. These feel pretty good. This is going to be a dope board, man. Pretty stoked for it. All right. Let's get the rest of these switches put in. I really need to get like a, what do they call it, a third hand. It's basically something to help you hold things when you're doing like small electronics work and stuff. I really should get one. They are very, very useful. Oh, this is going to look so good with that. I just can't get over this paint job. Just really turned out good. And with those particular colors of switch, which you're not really ever going to see, but with the switches like that, it looks really cool. This is so dope. Yeah, I think I can never quite remember how these line up. These bottom rows, they always confuse me because I don't use these layouts, and I have a feeling that... Oh, cool. Actually, since this was a board that existed before, I can see where the old solder used to be. Haha! Solutions! And actually, let me show you the keycaps we're doing. I brought them in here. Oh, right here. So we're actually doing some, not the best, not like the most awesome keycaps in the world, but they're pretty good for what the price was. So these are ABS, double shot ABS shine through keycaps. So when we put these on, it'll glow. The letters themselves will glow a little bit, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the Gemmy. This used to be a soldered board before, and so I can actually look to see where the solder used to be and figure out where those switches need to go. James. Oh, is that you, Mr. Underwood? I forget who follows me. It's weird. It's kind of weird. So one of the things that's actually been going on, and I will tell you all what's been happening. So I've been talking to some of the guys at MassDrop, and I might be getting a lot more traffic from people in MassDrop. Oh, Jay Hall. Okay. I remember now. But yeah, I actually might be getting a lot more attention from folks coming from MassDrop here somewhat soon. I've been talking with a couple of the people at MassDrop. When I was at the Seattle meetup, I ended up talking with one of the folks there, and we're going to try to give my channel a little more exposure through MassDrop. Which means we'll probably get a lot more viewers, which can be pretty cool. And when I do giveaways, we'll get a lot more stuff coming from that as well. Not from them, but, like a lot more traffic. Which means that over time, I can start maybe even doing even better giveaways. And who knows? Who knows what the future will bring, folks? Who knows? All right. Let's get these popped in now. Yeah, I wish the camera would do this justice, because this pink is like, it is neon pink. It looks so cool. It took me a while to get the paint splatters correct, though. The thickness of the paint was way too thick, so I had to keep like changing the consistency and stuff so I could actually splatter it. But through perseverance, I was able to get it to work. Drebear80 just subbed. Hey man, thank you very much for the sub. Awesome. So Drebear80, I'm not sure if you know about this. Oh, hey, actually that was from Mange. Nice. Dude, you've given 2 gift subs? Dude, you're the man. So Drebear80, not sure if you knew this, but I am running a giveaway for a cool keyboard I was just talking about earlier in the stream, and what that's going to do by having a sub to my channel, now you are going to have a 5 entries into the giveaway. So that's pretty sweet. That gives you a really good chance, or a better chance than just entering with the free methods. Subbing to my channel gives you a much better chance. And you know, if you decide to keep subbing, I'm gonna try to stream a lot more often. I'm actually trying to stream video games more often in the evenings in the week, during the middle of the week. But what we're gonna do, my plan is to get more streams going, stream more times during the week, and then I'm gonna have sub-only giveaways. So for those subscribers who decide to, you know, give me a little more support by subscribing to my channel, I'm going to give back to you by running giveaways that are only for my subscribers, which would be really cool. And who knows what the future will bring. One of the things that you guys, for those who watch my channel pretty often, I do a lot of what I do is I do a lot of resin casting, and I make these resin keycaps. And my plan for that would be, hopefully, what I can do is start doing some like giveaways for those resin keycaps for my subscribers. Again, I haven't sold any because I have to build my website still, and I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get around to doing that. It's a lot of work, and I have the domain all set up and ready to go. I just have to log in and actually start doing some stuff with it. But work has been a lot lately. It's been extremely stressful. But I'm working on it, folks. First things first, I need to take pictures of the keycaps so that people know what it looks like. Take pictures, put them up on stream, or put them up on my channel, and put them up on my website. Get those up on Reddit so people can take a look at them, and then go for a sale and see what people think. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to solder these all in, then we'll put the LEDs in, and we'll solder the LEDs in as well. I haven't decided. The thing with the LEDs is I have to make sure that they line up correctly. And one of the issues I've always had with the LEDs is getting them in position and making sure that they don't move once you get them in. So I have to bend the legs this weird way. And the problem I have with that is that bending the legs makes it harder to solder them in. But I am confident that I can solve this issue. It's not that big of a deal when you can put them in the switch itself. But like I was saying, these switches have that open bottom, and you can't open the switch once it's already in place on these Kyle H switches. You can on the more cherry style ones, the cherry housings like Gateron, Zelios, which is actually made by Gateron. They have that. I have a special tool that allows me to open those ones. This one, got an issue. That's weird. That one wouldn't clip in. There we go. That's better. Mange, you are so good to me, I swear. You subbed. You're always following my channel. You're a real stand-up dude. I definitely appreciate it. And one of these days I'm gonna make an ISO enter, cherry profile ISO enter, just for you. You know what? Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Maybe I'll do some mold making for my cherry keycaps. I've been meaning to do it for a while. Folks have been asking me to make cherry profile resin keycaps for a bit, and I hadn't even used cherry keycaps until recently when I got into laser, GMK laser. So now I finally have them, and they're actually pretty nice. I think my favorite is probably still DSA. I like the spherical top. I'm definitely going to get you some tentacle ones. If I'm going to send you some cherry ones, I'm definitely going to send you some tentacle ones as well. Alright, so all the switches are in place now. So now we just got to solder them in. Alright. Let's get this party started. Fun times. Here we go. I'm going to get the camera a little bit closer. You guys can see what I'm doing here. And really all we do is we just line it up, get your solder lined up on there. You want to heat the pad. With my soldering iron I'm able to do this, but I can put the soldering iron down on the pad and lean it up against the leg of the switch. And then on the opposite side of the leg, you melt the solder. And what that does is it helps you make a clean solder joint. If you have the solder going directly onto the iron, what happens is the rosin that's inside the rosin that's inside the solder will burn, and it'll turn like this dark brown color. It doesn't look great. But if you do it right this way, it pretty much ensures a good solder joint. But you do have to make sure that you have a good soldering iron for that. This is a very good soldering iron. I like it. So I'm not sure how many of you following are gamers or anything, but you know, I like Destiny. Destiny 2 has been kind of, it's okay. It's not as, I don't find it as fun as I had with Destiny, the original. But there's a big patch that just came out this week in preparation for the expansion that comes out next week. And I haven't played it since the patch got put in. I haven't played it in a couple weeks, actually. And everybody's asking me if I'm going to play it, and I think I will sometime next week. I may stream it. Streaming Destiny is kind of hard on PC because I have to the best way of doing it is to have a two-stream setup. Or not a two-stream, but a two-box setup where I stream from one box to another. So I might do that with the build that I've got going on right now. I just have to set up the streaming software to do it right. So we'll see. We are moving right along. And then once these are in, we'll put the LEDs in, solder those in, put on the keycaps, seal up the board, and it is ready to go. And this thing is going to look absolutely beautiful. I'm very proud of this board, guys. I mean, I'm proud of all my boards. But this one really turned out good. Retro was like, I want it to look pretty clean. I want white. I was originally thinking that I would do it kind of like what my channel, like header kind of stuff looks like, where it's like a weird grid. It's like that Outrun aesthetic with the weird grid and stuff. And so I was going to do that, but we changed tracks and was like, how about we just do it clean with white? And I suggested doing like that bit of a paint splatter, the neon pink paint splatter, and he really liked that idea. So once I got it painted white, I looked at it and I was like, actually looks pretty good. And then I put the paint splatters on it, and I was like, this actually looks really good. It's like very simple, but definitely sells that aesthetic. And because it's so simple, that means that later on, if we decide to change something, go with something else, different keycaps, whatever, it's much easier to match it. If we had stuck with all like a super bright pink and stuff, it'd be kind of hard to match a good keycap set to it. But I like what we got going on. Just moving right along with this solder here. So usually what I do is I solder all of it in, then I plug it in and test it to make sure it's running, and then I put all the LEDs in and then test those. So that's what we're going to do. The process actually doesn't take very long, especially if once you get used to it and you really know the flow, you can solder a whole board in, I don't know, about an hour. I love making stuff and making keyboards. It's super relaxing to me. It's like a meditative experience. But lubing switches, however, is tedious and not meditative. No matter what you say, Mange. The results are good, but man, tell you what, when I'm lubing switches, it's just so boring. So I was watching Netflix while I did it, and I was watching this, it's a British show, a British thing called, so I watched this British show with Sean Bean, he's been in a lot of stuff, but he's mainly known, or I guess probably more widely known, for his role in Lord of the Rings. And he also played Ned Stark on Game of Thrones. But, so he was in this show called The Frankenstein Chronicles, where he plays a police detective in the 1800s, in the early 1800s in England. And it's really good, actually. I was quite surprised. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but I definitely got hooked. I need to get some more solder. Mange says, yeah, like lubing switches is almost like working out. Yeah, speaking of which, man, I have not been to the gym in like a week now, and I feel like garbage. I was going to go to the gym today, but obviously it's a work day. And then I was like, I actually got all the keyboard parts in. I want to work on this keyboard instead. So no gym today, but probably tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, Frankenstein Chronicles was a really good show. I definitely recommend it if you have Netflix. Take a look for it if it's in your region. It's a pretty good show. All right, so we got 2 rows done. Making sure all of the solder joints are hit, and they are. All right, next row. when it comes to soldering, you can solder faster than what I'm doing. Hey, DreBear80 is now following. Thanks for the follow, man. And I saw that Mange gave you a sub, so welcome to the channel. I know you're already on the channel, but you know. It's awesome having people here. The thing is, I would be doing this solo without anyone watching normally. But it's kind of fun having people to talk to and knowing that there's people watching and enjoying what I'm doing. I need to post a video to YouTube to let all my YouTube followers know that I'm not really streaming to YouTube anymore. I have a feeling there's probably people over there wondering why I'm not streaming anymore. And it's not that I don't stream, it's just that I have other stuff that I'm working on. So when I became a Twitch affiliate, one of the rules in the Twitch kind of affiliate rules is that if I stream to Twitch, I have to stream only to Twitch when I'm live, and that makes sense. It's protecting their content and stuff, which just means that I can't also stream to other platforms at the same time like I used to. But what I can do is after 24 hours, I'm allowed to post my stream, like the video, to YouTube. So that's probably what I'm going to do from now on, so that my followers who are on YouTube can still see my content. It's just they don't get to see it live unless they decide to sign up for Twitch. And one of the reasons why I did that is I like the fact that YouTube keeps all of my content forever. But when it comes to navigating the site and doing settings and stuff on YouTube, YouTube is kind of opaque. And there's a lot more content creators on YouTube than there are on Twitch. So it's a little harder to get noticed. And I just don't feel like it's a good one. Hey, Tefram, what's going on? Yeah, cannot go back to using the staggered layout. I was using it ortho. Me neither. So actually, Tefram, this is a board I'm building for a fellow streamer. His name is YoungRetro. He and I actually met him through my friend Carly Toboggan on Mixer. And he's a really cool streamer. Carly's a cool streamer. YoungRetro is also a cool streamer. And then one day, we just kind of got to talking about maybe making a mechanical keyboard for him. And I mentioned that I have this mechanical keyboard that I don't use anymore. And I told him I would totally mod it for him, for his use. So that's what we're doing. This is actually one of my old TKLs that I'm changing over to him. And it is pretty dope. It's actually a pretty good board. This is a Gone Nerd TKL. And in the keyboard community, Gone doesn't have a great reputation in terms of sales, but his board itself, like his hardware, is very high quality. He puts a lot of thought into it. And so yeah, his actual PCBs are well regarded. People have some issues with him because he has some questionable, sometimes they can say have questionable business practices, and it's not like he just basically takes forever to ship stuff. So there are people who've like ordered stuff from him like 2 years ago and still haven't gotten their parts. But it tends to be if you order like 100 PCBs, then you tend to get your PCBs. But if you're like one-off ordering stuff from him, he doesn't always get it out to you in time. One of the things interesting about this board in particular is actually you can make this a Bluetooth board. It has some spots for installing a Bluetooth controller. I don't know how to do it though. I've never tried it. And you have to get a different case because you have to be able to put a lithium battery in it. But there are people who've done it. There's like this little spot right here that you break off of the board, and then you solder these in. That's for the controller, for the Bluetooth controller. Like I said, I've never done it myself, though. You have to have a special case for it, and you have to solder like an on-off switch into it, and obviously you have to solder the controller into it and a bunch of other stuff. And not like huge into Bluetooth keyboards. Mainly just because they do go through their batteries kind of quickly. Obviously, if you use the controller and the lithium battery, it's rechargeable, and so you just plug it into USB and it recharges the battery itself. But even so, I like cabled ones. There's nothing worse than, like, say example, when I'm playing with my Xbox or something, and I go to play something, a game, and the controller is dead. That actually happened the other night with Monster Hunter, and I was very sad. Because then I had to hunt around for a super long USB cable, which took me like 15 minutes. Because I like to play on my couch, on my giant screen. Oh, Drashna, what's going on? No links. Yeah, I know that you can get that there are instructions on how to do the Bluetooth on this particular board. I just haven't tried it. And with the new, so for my followers who know me well, they know that I'm pretty much known for the fact that I am ridiculously enthusiastic about the Prionic keyboard. I've got tons of them. But one of the things that I believe is coming with the new revision is that there's supposed to be a little more work into possibly making a Bluetooth controller, or being able to add a Bluetooth controller to it. I know that it's coming to the Plank. It's not like made by Jack Humbert or OLKB, but I believe that there are supposed to be some pads to be able to put a Bluetooth controller in it. Thought I remember reading that. And so who knows, maybe I will make a Bluetooth controller for my Prionic, just because it will be an available option. The Prionic man, exactly. But yeah, that's the idea, is that I might be able to make a Bluetooth version of my Prionic, just because I do want to try to do like I have some stuff for PC gaming that I can do PC gaming from my couch. I actually have the Valve Stream Link or Steam Link. I think, yeah, Steam Link. So basically, you can stream your PC game to any TV using this little box, and you can hook up keyboards to it. But I would need to have this like really long cable if I wanted to go from my entertainment center to my couch, and so I don't, because my cats would mess with it. So if I got a Bluetooth keyboard, if I was able to make a Bluetooth Prionic, then I would be able to use that, which would be kind of nice, because then I could do PC gaming on my couch. Because not all games support controller input. We are almost done with the switches. So as soon as we're done with that, I'll plug it in, make sure that all the switches work, all the keys work, then we'll put the LEDs in. LEDs and then keycaps, we'll seal it up, and we'll be done. And maybe tonight, so I'm actually going to be making I have a birthday party I'm going to tomorrow, and I signed up to make the dessert. So I'm making a lemon pound cake with lemon frosting. So maybe it kind of keeps reminding me that I do eventually would eventually like to make a maybe do like a cooking stream. So I'll put some more thought into that tonight, maybe figure out where I can actually pull that off. My kitchen doesn't really have a great spot where I can set cameras up, and I'd have to get some more lights. But I've been thinking about getting more lights anyway, because I've been doing some gaming streaming for my computer room upstairs, and it has poor lighting. Poor lighting, to say the least. Oh, nice. Strashna says there will also be a lithium polymer connector solder point. Nice, because that's what's right here. This is a lithium polymer battery connector. So yeah, that'd be cool. Bluetooth Prionic, sit on my couch. Be nice. Almost done. Bottom row is easy. There's a lot less switches. Need some more solder. All right. Let's get more solder on here, out here. Gotta have a 30 milliamp, 3000 milliamp battery so you can run the RGB. Yeah. Right now I have a phone brick, like a charging brick that's like a 20,000 milliamp. 20,000 milliamp hour battery. So that I can do things on my phone, charge my phone and my iPad or whatever when I'm traveling. I don't have to travel a lot for work. But there have been quite a few times where I'm like having to do these 5-hour road trips for work. When I'm traveling between work sites, and it's kind of nice to have a battery that will charge, has enough juice that I can actually charge my laptop with it, which is amazing. It takes a while. It takes like 4 hours to charge it, but it actually can provide enough juice to charge my charge my laptop. It's quite impressive. because then I can do things on my laptop while my co-pilot is driving. And then charge it without having to stop. And it's pretty much essential when it comes to like going to airports too, because you can never get an outlet at an airport. And a couple of months ago, I was at the airport, and this guy was like, obviously his like phone charger looked like a total piece of garbage. It looked like something he got from like a gas station or something, and it wasn't working. And he was like really upset. He wasn't like mad, but I could tell he was just like, oh shit, like my phone's running out of juice. And so I just kind of like walked over to him, and my battery pack is a speed charger. So I went over my battery pack with him, and I was like, hey dude, just plug in my battery pack and your phone should be charged in like 20 minutes. And so yeah, he plugged in his phone, and like he was like, oh my gosh, let me buy you a drink, that's so awesome. And I didn't end up getting a drink from him, but it was pretty nice to help him out so he didn't have to worry about having his phone die. Okay, let's get this thing plugged in and test out those switches. Good old keyboard tester. Oh. I never use a staggered board, so I'm always confused at what switches are where. There we go. Keyboard tester. Okay, here we go. Okay. So far, so good. All right. I think these ones aren't, like that works, but I think oh yeah, stupid Windows, like it Windows 10 has like, it's been defaulting to running some stuff, like it's like defaulting to, these ones aren't working. I think the switches work, but they're not sending any input. I think it's just from the layout. Let's take a look. I think it's just the layout is not sending them. Because it's like right control, menu, and I think menu doesn't work anyway, and a function is like a, like these three I think are just not programmed right now. This right control should work though. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But right control should definitely work. Diode looks fine. Yeah, I don't think it's actually broken. I think it's just not set up. Yeah, see, that one's working. Alt works. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just the layout. Because Alt works fine, and it's just these three. But like this menu key is what I use to turn the LEDs on and off. But I don't remember the switches. So we'll test that once we get the LEDs in place, because I'm pretty sure that key is working. It's just the keyboard tester isn't recognizing it. Okay. Drebear80, these are Kyle H. These are Kyle H Pro Burgundy, which is a linear switch. They're pretty nice. They're actually pretty smooth right out of the box. They feel like they could probably use a little bit of lube if you're really into switch lubing. Like maybe just a little bit to get more of a Telios kind of feel, but they're pretty smooth right out of the box. I was very impressed by that. They feel really nice. But lubing switches, like I said, it's worth the time, but if you like haven't done it before, you wouldn't really notice the difference. But like, I don't know, the amount of time it would take to lube this many switches, that's a lot. It took me like 4 hours to do 60 of them. So, and I don't even know if my dude Retro would even really care, to be honest. Okay. Let's get these LEDs in place now. Yeah, Tefram, like, so what's been going on is like Windows turns on the sticky keys, and like, so if you hit, like when I was hitting shift a bunch of times and it started making that weird noise, it's like, I don't know, it's some kind of weird like sticky keys thing, or actually it might actually be, I don't know, it's something like, because Windows makes this weird noise when it does it, like this little 8-bit noise. I'm pretty sure that's like sticky keys turning on and off. Even though I told it not to, it has absolutely zero respect for what I told it to do. Because once you have things set up how you like it, it decides that I'm going to run Windows Update. And then the next thing you know, all your preferences are changed. Thanks, Windows. I'm just going to plug this in. Just making sure these LEDs work okay, and they do. Okay, so LEDs are automatically on, which is good. Let's get these things plugged in. Do 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 do. So normally I'd be listening to music when I'm doing this, but I recently re-imaged this machine, and I don't think I have my music set up on it. Actually, let me check, because I kind of do want to listen to some tunes while I'm doing this. Because putting in LEDs has always been a very tedious process, so I kind of like music for it. Yeah, it looks like I didn't put my music back on it. I did not. Okay, well, I have my USB drive plugged in. And there's definitely music in there. So we'll just listen to that. At least I thought I did. Well, maybe not. Okay, well, I guess we're not listening to music. Sorry, guys. There we go. Oh, so you guys are talking, yeah, like Windows, the like automatic updates and all that kind of stuff. The problem I have with automatic updates is that it chooses to do those things whether or not you want it to. There are ways of basically telling it, like, absolutely not. I do not want you to do updates unless I tell you to update them. And you do that through policy changes. But like security updates and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. When it comes to like OS updates, that's what really makes me mad. Is because every time there's an OS update, all of my camera settings get reset, all of my microphone settings get reset, my user preferences get ignored, like, and you have no choice. Like, it forces you to do that. And I think that's really bad. Like, it's my machine. I should be the one who chooses whether or not I get that. You know, and then it should never delete your user settings. Like, that's pretty bad. So every time that there's an update, it updates it for you automatically. I come back to my computer in the morning, and like Cortana is turned back on for some reason. And, like, it's changed my browser, my default browser, back to Edge, and, like, all this stuff. And, man, like, that's just not right. And I told it to defer updates, which is nice, but it still forces you to do them eventually. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to change this to face view so you can see what I'm doing. Because what I have to do is I have to kind of like hold the board sideways and get the LEDs in there so I can bend the legs into position. Because otherwise, if I put them in there and then I turn the board over, the LEDs just fall out. So you got to bend the legs into position so that they will stay. So they stay put. And like, what's nice about the Gateron switches is there's like a little bit of a pocket in the switch. So Gateron switches, when you put these in place, there's this tiny little pocket here. And it kind of exists on these switches as well, but it's not as deep. And so on Gaterons, that little pocket holds the LED in place very well. So you don't have to do this switch bending thing, or LED bending. You just put it in place and it stays, which is really nice. All right. I'm like really excited to get this board together. This is gonna look so freaking cool. And I need to take a coffee break in just like 2 seconds. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. Take a quick coffee break. Just need a sip of coffee and get back to it. A lot of work here. Ow. I'll change this view back over. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, I guess, no matter what I do. If I adjust the camera, I guess I can get it better. There we go. So now you can see what I'm actually doing here. So I put the legs in, make sure that they go through the hole correctly, bend them in place like that, and that just holds it in place so that they don't move around. When it comes to soldering, then it's much easier to do. And then we clip the legs off, put on the keycaps, and it's done. I don't know if anyone's still watching on Mixer. They might be. I guess if you are still watching on Mixer, just so you know, I'm actually streaming from Twitch. So if you want to join in the chat, fire up Twitch, go to twitch.com, Atari_0, and that's where you can find me. This is where I stream now. I know that YoungRetro was hosting me, auto-hosting me. This is so dope. Oh boy, that's a lot of LEDs. Glad I bought all these LEDs though. No one was selling them. They were pretty cheap too. I think that there was like for 300 LEDs, I think it was somewhere around like 12 bucks. Common Loot, what is going on? Thanks for the follow, buddy. Nice. Yeah, Common, this is where I stream now. Glad to have you, dude. Yeah, this is where I stream now. Now that I'm affiliated, I stream to Twitch. Drashna, thanks for the sub. Awesome. That's so cool. Hey, and you know, it's Twitch Prime. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you get a free sub to any channel once a month. So if you wanted to get into the giveaway, you can actually sub to my channel using your free Twitch Prime sub, and then that gives you 5 entries into the giveaway that I'm doing. So yeah, it's pretty awesome to be able to do that. Oh wait, you saw it on YouTube? Am I doing multi-stream? I thought I turned that off. Uh-oh. Multi-streaming shouldn't be happening anymore. Multi-streaming should be turned off. It is live. Oh, crap. Well, that's good to know. Shoot. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I will fix that. I didn't realize that multi-streaming was actually still happening. Well, I apologize, Twitch gods. I didn't realize that was still going. Please do not throw me out of your kingdom. Once this stream is over, I will reset those settings and only stream to you guys. But, yeah. I was under the impression that no one was here. Yeah, so part of the affiliate thing is that I'm not allowed to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so I just need to fix that setting and undo that. So that explains how YoungRetro was streaming to me at the same time. So people are probably on Mixer asking me questions and stuff, and I promise I'm not ignoring you. I just don't have the chat windows up for it. No, comment. I actually can't stream to anything but Twitch. That's kind of a rule. And most YouTube's kind of the same way when you get like special attention through YouTube, and same thing with Mixer. When you're affiliated or when you're partnered with Mixer, you're not allowed to stream to other platforms. they're just trying to protect their revenue streams. So yeah, once it happens, Common, I will probably not stream to Mixer anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. But I can actually put my Twitch 24 hours later. I can take my VODs from Twitch and I can post them onto YouTube. So on YouTube, you'll be able to catch the previous night's stream. But if you want to see it live, you have to see it on Twitch. And that's only if I'm streaming like this stuff. So like if I wanted to, I can still stream to YouTube. I just can't stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if I wanted to stream to YouTube only, I would just change that setting and just only stream, and like then just stream to YouTube and be fine with it. But anyway, that's something to think about later. Okay, we are just about halfway done with placing LEDs. And then we'll solder these babies in. Yeah, Common, I will probably end up like I might still do some stuff on Mixer. Probably like when I'm doing like when I'm playing Xbox, basically I can stream to Mixer from my Xbox, which is pretty nice being able to do that and then just stream automatically. But I haven't decided if that's how I want to do it or not. One of the nice things about streaming from my PC or having an Xbox is I can actually use the built-in Xbox function where I can stream it to my PC, and then from my PC I can actually stream it out to everybody else. That function on Xbox is absolutely invaluable. It's something that like I can hang out upstairs and watch a movie, or like like the weirdo that I am, I can watch anime and catch up on all the anime shows that I'm missing out on and still play things like Monster Hunter. Yeah, and that's the other thing is like, yeah, Drashnut anime is awesome. I'm not super into it. Like, I'm not like, I don't know all the crazy shows and stuff that everybody else has watched. I don't watch a ton of it, but I have Netflix actually has a pretty healthy selection of anime, which is nice. I tend to watch a lot of. I mean, I know that I'm a trash person, but I watch dubs because I don't really pay attention to it the whole time. So I watch dubs so that I can like do other stuff, like work on keyboards and stuff while I'm watching, and then like occasionally look up and watch like a scene or two. But I don't have a ton of time to like keep my eyes on the screen the entire time, so I prefer to watch dubs. Look at that! Look how nice that looks. It looks so freaking cool. I'm actually a little jealous. Maybe I'll make like a custom case for one of my Prionics with like a large bezel or something so I can paint it. Because this is pretty sweet. With having this like bezel that goes around, like with this bezel that goes all the way around it, you can kind of get some cool effects. But the problem is on the Prionic is it's so small and has no wasted space that you can't really do that. It's hard to make a Prionic piece of art, put it that way. yeah, this I would say is, as the kids say, dope AF. Let's see if I still have. I'm gonna try to get my restream chat thing back up again. Because there might be people talking to me, especially because I believe YoungRetro is hosting me, so I should be able to see some of his stuff. Some of the people from the other channels who are watching. Oh yeah, we got people here who are on. Looks like quite a few people. Kung Fu Zach, Radon 86. Oh, looks like they may have left though. Huh. But yeah, so there might be some people who are here on YouTube who are watching me. But yeah, this is like. Oh, this one did not get cut, right? Mange, no. No. Don't be a bad boy. And just so you guys know, this is... My stream is a mature content stream. So I try to keep it pretty clean, but you know, I do cuss and I do talk about some stuff that might not be appropriate for minors. So just keep that in mind. And yes, only thanks to Mange, who is always talking about his tentacle obsessions. That boy. Something wrong with that boy. So, yeah, with PAX going on, a couple of my friends, I was hoping to be able to do some stuff with them this weekend, but they're all in PAX. They're all out. Which is, you know, that's fine. What's that, oh crap, that from The Office? It is art. It is called hentai, and it is art. I still can't believe that they actually had that on the show. The fact that he's into hentai is absolutely hilarious. That is the best. He's one of my favorite characters, too. I just love that he has like absolute zero tolerance for Michael Scott's shit. It's the best. Because he's basically just like, you are a terrible boss. I hate you. Alright. Almost done. We just got a couple more switches to do, and then we will begin soldering. I'm probably going to take another quick coffee drink before we do that. Good old Samuel Jackson clip. I'm not sure what that is. All right. Boom. There we go. So many LEDs. All right. Get a quick coffee drink here. Gotta stay caffeinated. Well, I want to let you post anything, Mange. Let me see. I think I can make you a mod. You should be a mod, actually. I'm not sure why you're not. I'm actually not even sure how to make you a mod on Twitch. Do you know how to do that, Mange? You know how to mod someone? Oh, there we go. Boom! You are a mod now. Wah, wah, wah. Since you're always here, it probably makes sense to make you a mod. I'm also going to make Euphorical a mod as well. Alright, so Mange, you're now a mod. Use your powers for good or for... Use your powers for good or for perverted. But, maybe keep it, like... Maybe keep the stream 16 and up quality. So don't post anything super bad. Alright. Let's get these soldered in. I'm just going to solder one real quick and then plug it in. I just want to make sure that I got the positioning right. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm always double and triple checking. Oh yeah, definitely the right positions. Come on, come on. That USB cable's got a little bit of grip, which is good, but sometimes it's hard to unplug it. All right, let's get through this. Let's do this to this. Let's do this like Brutus. Right. Talking about hentai is PG-16 100%. 100%. Oh, there's a fly in here. So after we're done with this board, I think I might make a resin cast, do a resin casting really quick, because it's been a while, and I kind of want to do. I want to do a resin casting. I'm not sure what color I'm going to do yet. Probably. I've been thinking about doing. Resin castings of like popular colorways. I don't want to go too crazy with it because it'll tick people off in the community. But I was thinking about maybe doing something like Terminal. Doing like basically like an ash gray or a very dark gray and then green with the tentacle keycap. I'm also planning on doing another keycap sculpt. I have some plans for it, but again, it's one of those time things. It takes a lot of time. Making a new sculpt is pretty hard, so. But I'll get around to it. Oh, Ski with Pete is watching. Nice. On mute, though. So he's just watching me build the board. Which is pretty cool. So you guys say hi to Ski with Pete. Ski with Pete just subscribed. Oh, look at that. Papa Pete subscribing. That is so awesome. Oh, well, because Mange HD gave it to him. Mange, you are the man, I swear. Giving people that sub. Well, you know, that would give Pete, he would be able to join the giveaway and be able to get some extra entries in the giveaway. But which actually, I'm going to post that link in the giveaway link here again real quick. Just for those who may be joining and haven't been watching, so you can see what giveaway I'm talking about. And that is this giveaway right here. That is the giveaway link. For those of you who may be watching and have not joined the giveaway, if you sub to my channel, that gives you 5 entries into the giveaway, which gives you a pretty good chance. Much better than if you just do the 1 or 2 from following me on Twitter and from following my Twitch channel. You get 1 entry each for those. So if you follow my Twitter, follow my Twitch channel, and sub, you get a total of 7 entries into the giveaway, which is really awesome. It's a pretty good way to get yourself a nice keyboard, and that is the Zeal 60 RGB LED keyboard with an aluminum case from oneupkeyboards.com. Cool thing about the Zeal 60 RGB keyboard is that it is per key LED, which means that using software, you can assign a different color LED to every single keycap, or to every single switch, which is nice. And it does have a lot of different modes, so you can do things like raindrop mode, where like when you press a key, the colors ripple out from that key. It's got a lot of different features. It's a pretty nice board. And it is a 60%, which means that it's very compact. So you can travel with it much easier than you could with the full-size board. Man, this... Alright, so once I get this LEDs done, we'll take a quick break. I gotta use the bathroom. But I can wait. I just want to get through the LEDs first, because they take a while. Oh, Pete, thanks for a new camera setup. So I have it kind of moved a few things around to get a little better like view and stuff. How much could you expect to pay for a full set of caps for a JD40 made by the man, the myth, the legend himself? What profile? Are you looking for a cherry profile? Cherry profile resin keycaps. I'm guessing you're probably going to want ISO enter as well. Let me think about it. I will definitely think about that, because that could be really cool. I do have some cherry keycaps that I can use for that. I just got GMK. Was it GMK Red Honey with Cyrillic Legends, which was pretty cool. I can't really use that to make your keycaps, because then, you know, those Cyrillic Legends will kind of show up. But I got those. And then I have GMK Laser that I can mold some keycaps from. So give me a minute to think about that, or give me a couple days to think about it, because I'll run through kind of my inventory of like resin and stuff like that and figure out what I need to do. What colors would you want it though? I'm guessing probably sky blue and white so you can match your waifu. Doesn't work on JD40. It is a single layout board with split space. So yeah, we'd have to figure out what actual keycaps you need. But I would totally do that. I just have to figure out how much it would cost. It's a lot of resin. A lot of resin. It's not a ton of work, but I have to probably do 3 or 4 castings to get all of the keycaps done. But obviously, I need some motivation to be able to make that, to make the mold for it, because the mold is kind of like making the mold is time consuming. But nothing motivates me more than maybe actually seeing my product out on someone's board for once. And then of course I have to ship it to Sweden. But I'm guessing, yeah, sky blue and white. Drashna, never let your friends talk you into stuff. Well, Drashna, I've been talking about getting into making cherry keycaps anyway. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't like SA. And so they've been asking about me doing a cherry profile. And I've been thinking about it, but wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it yet. But yeah, it would be really cool. And then I could just, make... They wouldn't be super, detailed. I wouldn't be doing all encapsulations and stuff, but people really like that stuff. I make WASD keys, WASD keys, or arrow keys, that kind of stuff. Things that people might like. I still have to sell all those other keycaps. I really need to just take photographs of them, put them up on Mech Market, see if people are interested. Because I have 200 keycaps to sell, and every time I post the pictures, people seemed pretty interested in some of the colorways, not all of them, but some of them at least. It's just the shipping is going to take a while, Shipping takes a bit. Okay, we just got 3 more rows to go, and we are all set. Yeah, shipping to Sweden is going to be kind of expensive. Not too bad, and I can mark it as a gift, and then they won't charge a bunch for import stuff. And then I can actually get some of my tentacle keycaps to you as well, Mange. I keep meaning to send keycaps to a few other people that have asked me for them, and I just keep forgetting to do it. So we're about halfway done with the LED soldering now. It's looking good. Come on. Go. Guys, we've been streaming for just 2 hours. Actually, 2 hours on the dot right now. So 2 hours. I'm streaming for it. I'm glad you guys are here. Keeps me entertained. Because like I said, I would be doing this normally anyway. But it's nice to have some people hanging out, chatting and such. Just makes for a more pleasant experience overall. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And I hope that y'all's weekend is going well. In the U.S., actually, this is a 3-day weekend. So we have Labor Day on Monday. So I actually get to take Monday off, which is nice. Well, kind of. I have to work anyway, because I have a lot of work to do. I actually pushed some code to the server for testing today, and then while I was doing some of the testing stuff with the client, found a brand new bug. So now I get to try to figure that out and fix that hopefully quickly, because I have no desire to spend a bunch of time on my day off or on my weekend doing programming. So hopefully it won't take me too long. My guess is probably, I think I know what's causing it. I just have to like run through and actually test it. But the testing scenarios I have to do for their software is just absolutely ridiculous. So I got to be careful with that. And they're kind of rushing me through it. Like, we have a very tight deadline for things. What is Drashness? SMD work? Ugh! Why do you like... Ugh, no, SMD sucks. I've only done SMD stuff a few times, to be honest. I could not imagine trying to do SMD LEDs or SMD, like some of the resistors and stuff, like setting up SMD resistors. They're just so freaking small. Through-hole is so much easier. I'd be worried that I would like burn out the stuff, especially when it comes to LEDs, like trying to do SMD LEDs. Like, I would, like, the chances that I would burn it or like melt it are just, it's too risky for me. Like, how do you not melt the LEDs, like the plastic housing in them? You know, like, I don't know how. I guess they have those tiny little legs, those little metal legs you can use. But okay. Last row. And then we can test it out. Seal this baby up. Yeah. So I know that this board, you can actually put SMD LEDs around the edge of it on the back side for like a side glow, but I have not ever used SMD LEDs, so I don't know how to do it. It could be cool though, especially with the aesthetic we're going with this. Like, if I could get magenta ones or something, that would look cool. But I don't own any, so I'm not going to do it. more. Last one. I may have missed a leg or two on some of them, so once we plug them in, we'll know. Alright. Let's clip the legs off of these, or let's plug it in, see how they look, and then we'll clip the legs off and take a look at it. No, Drashna, they are not the 4-post LED, they're the 2 type. So they're just regular LEDs, but they are SMD components. All right, guys, look at that. There it is. Magenta LEDs on this board. Obviously, the camera does not do it justice, but I will post photographs on my Twitter. So for those of you who are interested in seeing what the final product is going to look like, my full-size camera does a much better job. So I will post photos of it so you guys can take a look at it. But it looks glorious. Okay. Let's clip these legs off and then get this thing sealed up. So the reason why I'm only clipping one leg at the moment is because of the way that the legs kind of sit next to each other. It's kind of hard for me to get into the other one when this one's in the way. So I'm just going to clip this one off and then I'll go back through and clip the other leg. Just a little bit easier this way. Okay, so now clip the other leg off. Same with these ones. Just clip the one side off so we can get to the other ones. So many. That looks... That's fine, okay. this done. I'm very excited to take photographs of this board. It looks so amazing as it is, but getting those LEDs put in, or getting the LEDs put in, and then be able to take photographs of them when they're all lit up, especially with the new those white keycaps I'm putting on it, it's gonna look really, really good. Almost done. Was that a spider? No, I think it was a fly. There's a couple flies that hang out like in the garage. I had the garage door open earlier because I was putting the sealant on this board. And it's like a fast drying sealant, and a lot of the fast dry sealants and stuff and spray paints, the ones that like dry really, really fast, they have like just a really nasty smell, and this one just stank really bad. So I had the garage door open for a good portion of the afternoon, and so a couple of flies got in here. That's okay, they'll die. They'll die eventually. Alright, so we got just getting through this here. Almost done. Alright, all done. Let's clear those out of the way. Clear all that. Get the plates put back in place. You gotta have that RGB, man. Without the RGB, how can you possibly game? Do you even RGB, bro? Do you even RGB? Gotta have it. All right. I need the hardware. My bin, my hardware bin. Got all kinds of hardware. However, I am missing a tool. I need my Allen wrenches. Oh, there they are. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And we'll tighten these down here in a second. I just want to get them in place. And we'll go on the other side, tighten those down. And this board is finished. Put keycaps on it. All done. I need to get some feet on it though. It doesn't have any standoffs. I don't have any I need to get some of those maybe, I don't know if I'll go with aluminum feet on them. I think I have a couple other things I can try. But it definitely doesn't have any feet on it now. Oh, my cat's meowing at the door. I know, Boo Boo. I've been in here for 2 hours. Yeah, end of the world. I know. Hi, Boo Boo. This board looks so good. It's like kind of a shame that it doesn't get picked up that great on the camera. So I'd love for you guys to be able to see what it looks like, but almost done on this side. We'll get the other ones put in. Okay, there we go. Alright, other side. Like, look at that. It looks so cool. Some of it's going to get covered up when the keycaps go on it, but that's okay. It'll still look good. AOL Instant Messenger, welcome to the stream. Yes, hello. I can't get on OSU Wireless. Please. I can have free? I have free? Do you have OSU screen cleaner? And yeah, CAD. These are RGB Alps actually. The switches change color and the switches change functionality only by Corsair. Corsair only. So, you know, if the switch changes blue, it's a clicky, and then it changes green, it's a heavy clicky. You know how it goes. All right, all these are in place. Yeah, I gotta find some standoffs for them though for the feet. I might just go to the hardware store tomorrow and get some standoffs for it. But let's just tighten these down a little better. You don't want to get too tight, but I gotta tighten them up just a bit. And this is a very nice. There we go. Cool. All set. Let's get them switches or keycaps on there, and then we'll plug it in. I know. Hi, Boo Boo. Wait, that's not the right one. That's this one. I can never remember where some of these keys go. Like the insert key. I think it's there. This came with numpad keys as well, so it's kind of a bit weird. Page up, page down. I can never remember where any of those go because I don't use them myself. So, not having my own Dvorak, of course, it's the only one. I mean, really what it is, like what I do is I just find out like whatever Sean Fry is using, and then I just use that. Because he would have the best. Only the best. This is right shift. And that is tab. Okay. That's backspace. Of course, you gotta go with flipped spacebar. All pros know flipped spacebar is the only way to go. ISO enter, throw that ISO enter, see that right there? That goes directly into this container right here, right into the trash. That's where you want to put that. Send it to you. This is a OEM sculpt though, Mange. You don't want this. You don't want OEM sculpt. I can't remember. Does that go menu, alt menu? function. I think that's how it goes. Menu alt function control, I think. Oh, I'll look it up. I'll look it up later. All right, let's get the rest of these on there. That's a weird keycap. Looks like a squirrel, maybe? Or, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a squirrel. Never seen a squirrel key. C plus minus 8. This even comes with media keys. Page down. F1, F10. Staggered layouts. I always get confused where these keys go. Having not used a staggered layout in pretty much, I think about a year now. I think it's been a year. I think that goes there. It's weird to me to be like suddenly looking at one and trying to figure out where all the keys end up supposed to be going. Home and like some of them I know just because I use them in specific spots on my current keyboard, but knowing exactly where they go is a little bit hard for me. I think that's right. And then right next to enter, I believe, is this key. Yeah. Okay, well, I know where the letters go, so let's get that done. Some of these are all over the place. ZXCDBNFN. There we go. Oops, no, not there. Keycap puller. Where's my? I just saw the C. There it is. Nice try. E. N. Oh, I did have it in the wrong spot. Yes, YXCV. You gotta do super special layouts. All right, I'm gonna have to use this as reference because this is. Aha, that's right. Question mark goes there. I forgot all about question mark. My keys are in very different spots because I don't have the same row. There's question mark. Okay. All right. Where's my G key? I just saw it. There we go. H, there's J, there's my R key, tilde. I can't remember, this is L, and then I believe is it quotes go there? I cannot remember. No, quote goes right next to enter, I believe. Let's find out. Let's look on a good old keyboard tester. That'll help. We're gonna have to use this anyway. Yeah, that's right. Semicolon goes there, and then quotes, and then caps lock. I'm guessing this is caps lock. All right, so now insert home and page up, and then page down, end, and delete. And then we're going, let's see, these keys, print screen, which I know is here somewhere, maybe not. Oh, there's print screen, scroll lock, and pause. Boom. Now my F2. F2, there it is. All right. Let's see this lit up. Caps lock. Oh, yeah, it looks fantastic. Let me get these lights off here real quick. I mean, I think it looks great. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I think he's gonna be very pleased with it. I just gotta remember what the key is to adjust the lighting. I know you can adjust the lighting brighter and stuff, but yeah, spacebar is supposed to be upside down. CAD, come on! Don't you know the meme? Flipped spacebar is where it's at. Okay, so that is all done. It feels pretty good. Cool. Everything is pressed down nice, clean. Oh, and I think these are in the wrong spots. This is Alt, then FN, then Menu, and then Control. There we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is I got to figure out what the key is to adjust lighting. So let me look that up real quick. Key map. I know that he had a I know that there was a thought he did. I thought he had a PDF where you could find the key map, but oh, it's on QMK. Default key map. So I'm looking for. Wow, this is like. These key maps are weird. Yeah, because I remember it being like menu or function something, and then alright, it's O1 and light. Because I turned it off by accident once. There it is, RGB toggle. So it's going to be, looks like A maybe? I think it's menu A. Function A? No. Menu A? No. What is it? Well, apparently you can't change the brightness on this one. Or at least the LEDs aren't responding to it. Because it's menu F. Or function F. No, menu F. Maybe? There we go. Yeah. I think it might just be these LEDs you can't change the brightness on. I think they're just full brightness no matter what you do. Because they are pretty bright. That's okay. Drashna, this is the Gone Nerd TKL. Gone Nerd TKL 2.0. But yeah, it doesn't look like you can adjust the brightness up and down on it. Yeah, because that should be going through all the different stages of the lighting, and it's not doing it. So, but there are some like ways you can do it with a couple other things. Oh wait, backlight increment backlight. So maybe this. Nope, those don't work. I like do not know how to use. Wait, once the key got DM1, key was on key back. Yeah, so this is toggle. So let's see, like. Maybe? Oh, maybe I'm hitting the wrong one. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. So I had a map that actually like laid out exactly where all the keys were. But now I'm kind of wondering, maybe I might be hitting the wrong ones, so. That's not it. Oh, I got the window in the wrong spot there. Windows key is in the wrong one. So let's get that fixed. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, that definitely works. Yeah, there's like a whole row of keys that for changing the backlight settings, but I don't remember what they are exactly. It's on QMK, so I can see that there are some keys that I can use for it. It's just very weird how they display on this window, because like this function key should be doing, like, I should have a toggle for it that I can just turn it on and off, but yeah, I just might not be looking at the right ones. Yeah. Oh well, I'll figure it out. There are no FN keys except reset. Yeah, this one definitely like hasn't. I mean, it's their. That might not be. I might be using the wrong one then. But there's definitely like I used to have a PDF that like told where all the key map stuff where all they were, but maybe Ski with Pete, maybe he's got it somewhere. But there was definitely like a thing for all the different function keys and stuff. Otherwise, I can always just grab Gon's like configurator thing and just configure it myself. But all the keys seem to work fine, so everything seems to be good. Yeah, I'll just get the Gon software, which I think is. Does he have that? I gotta find out where his. And find his. Oh, manuals. Here we go. Yeah, it just takes me back to right where I was. Damn it. So I wonder where his. Yeah, I'll have to find his software then. I used to have a link to it. I think Pete has a link to it somewhere on his. Oh, because you can use the GUI. There we go. Nerdy GUI. Okay. Yep, I got it. Nerdy GUI. 1.6, I believe is what it's on. So I think that's what I'll just end up using. But I'm going to do that at a different time. I'll work on that later. All I'm trying to do is just figure out how to turn the LED functions around so that way I can show Retro what to do. But I think we are done for the stream for tonight. So yeah, thanks you guys for coming in and checking out all the stuff that I got going on. Checking out this awesome board. I'm going to take pictures of it tonight, and I'll be posting those up on my Discord as well as my Twitter channel or my Twitter page, so you can check those out and see what the board looks like. It'll be nicer to see it with an actual picture with it rather than relying on a these crappy webcams. So, all right, well, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to join the giveaway if you haven't already. That's for the, let's get that giveaway link back up there. Here's the giveaway. If you haven't already, check that giveaway out. If you follow and, if you follow my channel and follow my Twitter, you automatically get 2 entries into it. If you sub to my channel, you get 5 entries, so you can get a total of 7 entries for doing that. So that's for a pretty sweet keyboard. So if you want to get in on that, check it out. And don't forget, if you sub, you can just sub for the 1 month if you want to and get yourself 5 extra entries into that. Get yourself a better chance of winning. So, yep, thanks for joining. Glad you guys were able to hang out, and keep an eye on my channel. I'll probably be streaming again sometime this weekend. I'll probably be playing Monster Hunter on Xbox. So check it out there, and I will see you then.